Hello. Hi there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in from. I'm Suzy here and I'm coming to you live from Malaysia. It's now 10:30 a.m. in my morning site. Hi. If you're first time watching me, welcome. And please do feel free to comment below where are you watching me from, as I love to give my thanks to you. Today I am continuing my weekly Monday chat. So I'm still going into my series, which is how my mindset works. So before I go into it, I'd like to share a bit about last week. How was it for me? It was mostly I was going a certain up and then certain down because there are things in my life plus in the business going through a lot of emotions in and out. Yeah, because this business is about really an emotional journey. It's easy to say it's good feeling when you have success. At the same time, when you are not having the success, you might feel down, especially when you have the nature to uh, want to move things faster. You expect things to work out for you as quickly as possible. So that's why I'm still in the journey of learning to be patient and um, understand that effort plays a big part in whatever you are trying to achieve. So that's about my side. So if you hear my music, that's my music background. And if you hear some bells, some moving around, that's my boy. He's around here, just chilling around. So let's go into the topic today. So last 2 weeks was like episode one, episode two. So this is an episode three, where mindset is really a big part. Play the big part in whatever decision you're making, no matter how big or small, or even venturing into something new, or exploring, learning, and growing something that is out of the normal from you, or even if you're doing things that you're currently do, sometimes you want to broaden what you have been doing, also involves with your mindset. So today I'll be talking about why success comes in many forms. We are so used to, if you heard the term called quality over quantity, I bet that everyone, I'll be honest, and I'll say for myself, even myself, I also valued a lot in quantity. So why did I say quantity versus quality? In human nature, we would definitely treasure or even feel yippee in feeling that we get more figure. Figure means in numbers. We like to see numbers, especially when it comes to our life in earning, or getting our salary, our money, our pay. If the figure goes up higher, of course, we will definitely feel, very happy, because that's what you get earning, especially monthly or daily or weekly, as the numbers goes, yeah, higher. Definitely the joy is there. But I would say that sometimes when we rely just in one success, which is the quantity, definitely you won't see it in the long term, especially when you are achieving it in a fast rate. Success don't comes, especially a quality success, won't comes longer if you only think of fast and easy quantity to achieve. Yeah. So that's why when we mention, or even my business partner and I, that this business is not a quick scheme, fast achieve. Yeah, because it's a real business that takes time and effort in doing creating success. So when I say success comes in many form, I will give example in the journey that I am going through and the online business, also in my life. Let's start with my life. When I found a job, or even attaining the job, it's already success in another way. Yeah, because I'm still having my job right now. Even I went through, you know, life situations like I'm not experienced, and pandemic hit, and going through the much inflation of the current situation, still my job is there. I didn't lost it. That is a very thankful and grateful journey I have. So it was a success in its way. Another thing is my journey with my hubby. We have been a very, could say when we started, it's a up and down, a rocky start. But we started with a foundation. We built our foundation. We definitely have our ups and downs. There are moments, it's not a nice moments as well, but that's how life is. Especially you achieving a quantity, a relationship. Sorry, quality. I got confused between quality and quantity. So the quality of relationship we are trying to achieve, the lasting one. So definitely it's a success itself because we are still together and we are still heading to building a life together. So that is my side. And also as a cat parent, I have a wonderful, amazing, and there are ups and downs journey with my little kitties. I have two, even though unfortunately I have lost one, my late princess, but my journey with her has been long. 10 years plus is quite long. I know her since kitten. So I find that quality prevail if you put your care and effort throughout daily. So that is what I want to share. Sorry, I need to check something. Um, yeah, my music just suddenly went off. So I'll continue. Yes. So as you can see, as I put in so much for my late princess, now it transit to my boy who I recently rescued him last year at September. He's going to enter a year with me. So I am definitely excited that he has been consistent with me, and definitely I want to see a much longer journey with him. So as long as he's healthy and he's in good condition wherever he is. So that's why I said it's a early success how he have achieved so much. Just a moment. This is my boy. Yeah, you can see he's a little bit now in the chubby side and a very I could say he's very fluffy to me. He's very attachable because he's the only cat that's been very attachable to me versus my late princess. But she's loving in another way, and he is. So his name is Milty. I call him my boy because that's what he is to me. Yeah, and yeah, he's just going to play around here. So you say hello. So in a way that yes, you see, being a cat parent has its success as well. So that's why for me I see those, because as long as they are still here, they are still giving the best of my life, it's considered a really success on its own. So now let's go into the business. So as you can see, even though I have been in the business for a year plus, I need to count the months because I started in February 22. I get to know really in it around March 2022, and it's already yes, a year plus now. And I can say there are so many parts. It's a success as it is. So example, I am through the business I learn skills, like for example, I don't usually have confidence to go live like this. If you have looked into my page or you have seen my playlist, you can see I have so many videos I done. I never thought that I could do so many quantities of myself sharing. Not only that, if you were in YouTube, you can see me there, or even my TikTok. or sometimes in Instagram, all these reels and videos and my live videos, it's not something that I imagine that I achieve, um, for myself. Especially, I'm a person who is very private, I have a shy attitude in me, a shy character. I'm not a person who speak many words, not an outspoken person. Yet I have, the journey is quite long. And same time is I learn, to learn to be, able to express words in my sharing, in my posts, or wherever you see me from. I don't really write or express that many words in what I do in my private life. At the same time is I am not tech savvy, even though I know basic, because the pandemic has really pushed me to really explore that, because if I don't, I won't able to make it in my work that time. So that's why I find myself sometimes situation shape me to make some important decision. But now through this business, it's not about like force, it's more encouraging, and it really helps learning to be to be parts to be tech savvy. Even though I was really zero knowledge in certain things, I started to explore on my own and being encouraged to not only just to build myself, but to help my uh, business partner. Because after all, it's about teamwork. It's about the online community, to be selfless, to guide and help. So that is really something that I really look up to, and something I find it encourageable. So it's another way of success of itself. And definitely through all this small success, it will build to the your final destination, which is being successful. Or in my goal is to have strong backup to sustain or to build my life together with my hubby. So that's how I see in a way. So success not come one, but there is many forms if you look it as in the optimistic side as well. So that's my today's sharing. Thank you so much. Don't worry, this will be in my replay if you're watching it. Thank you again. So I'll be continuing my uh, sharing next Monday as usual, same time. Thank you again if you have watched all the way to my sharing, and I'll see you the next Monday. Thank you and goodbye.